Well, hello everyone. This is the time of the month I know Mr. Smith and I really enjoy because we get to go to a school together and we get to talk to students about what they enjoy reading. And so we're at Chico Elementary Day, and Mr. Smith, this is something we look forward to, isn't it?
It is. The best part of our week.
It is one of the best parts of our week, and especially when you get to think about reading. And today we kind of have a special treat because what makes this unique, Mr. Smith?
This is unique because our guest today is our first male student. So he's going to represent for all of our men out there.
Here we go, man. Yeah. So it's cool. And we have, would you please introduce yourself and tell us what school we're at?
I'm Oslin Rodas, and this school is Chico Elementary.
And you're in what grade?
4th grade.
4th grade. So, Oslin is, first off, we appreciate that it takes some guts even to put something in sometimes. And, just putting yourself out there, that should be commended. And you think of the whole thing of how this is a Leader in Me school, to me, that just shows you're being proactive. And I bet your principal's going to love the fact that you were proactive. By the way, what's your favorite habit of all the 7 habits?
Synergize.
Synergize. Oh man. Okay, we like that, don't we? Because
We do.
we'll put your fist in there too. We'll put all 3 fists in there. Boom, because that means we're all coming together and doing something cool. So synergize. That's awesome. And you picked a book for us that you think others might like, and that you obviously have liked. Can you tell us the name of the book and why you like it?
This book is called Hilo, and I really like it because of the humor and because it's what's it called again?
I think a graphic novel.
Graphic novel.
Yeah. And so what a graphic novel to me means that let's turn it around so they can see it. There's a lot of pictures in this book, isn't there? Mm-hmm. So, but it still tells a story, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. The other thing, when you say tell a story, I mean, you can hold up your second book, but Mr. Smith and I, we can actually hold up books too. There is a whole series of Hilo books that get to be a part of this. So, one of the things that sometimes readers like, and you've actually read every one of these books, haven't you? Mm-hmm. So the good thing about this is that once you start, you can actually end up kind of creating a little pattern. And I do that too. I do that with John Grisham. Every time a John Grisham book comes out, I go buy it. What about you, Mr. Smith?
Well, unfortunately, I like to read updated historical things in the newspaper and those type of articles. So,
yeah.
But I like to read historical aspects of things that are going on right now.
I gotcha. So, with this book, Hilo, there's kind of a main character. Tell us about him.
Hilo is a boy that crash landed on Earth. So he crash landed on Earth because he was fighting a guy named Razorwark, and he was fighting him because he was trying to save his planet. And then he used too much power, so then he threw himself on accident because of all the power to Earth.
Okay, so he comes to Earth, and ultimately, I think you told me that as this book evolves, he actually just becomes a regular kid on Earth. Mm-hmm. But then others come on to this scene, and some of them have powers, right? Mm-hmm. So this is kind of an interesting set of things about this book, in that all these characters, and you can see, boy, there's a ton of different characters. You can see that there's a lot of great visuals, and that's one of the things about a graphic novel that many of you might like if you haven't explored that, is that there's so many different things. When I was growing up, I read probably a form of graphic novels in cartoons. I bet some of the parents that are watching this, I read things like the Archies and Batman and things like that. Did you do that too?
I did. I used to cut them out, matter of fact.
You cut them out? So
yes.
We're a little bit old school. We didn't have something that's nice. We had these cartoons that were like, kind of small little magazines type things. But this is really, really cool. So if you had to give one little sales pitch to say, why is this such a book that maybe others would like besides yourself? What do you think would make other people like it too?
Because why do I think people would like it?
Yes.
Because it's a humor book, and it would really make you laugh, and it doesn't have that many words. It has a lot of pictures. So
a little bit more on the picture side, and it also is funny. I know you had a special question.
I did. You talked about our main character having a superpower, and then when he came to Earth, he lost it. But there were people on Earth who gained superpowers. Mm-hmm. So I believe we're all gifted in some form or fashion. So in a sense, we do have a superpower. But if you were able to have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Being invisible.
Invisible, okay. And why is that?
To see what people really act like when they're not around me.
I think that's important. Maybe I could be an invisible person, and I can go in Mr. Boer's office and find out what he's going to tell someone about me before I come in and he does my evaluation. I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a good deal. So we're so appreciative. You're our first male that's getting to promote a book. We want to also share, Mr. Smith and I actually, in the month of May, are going to be reaching out to 3 different students because we're going to do one more big thing and have 3 students, and those 3 students will be used to help us with summer reading, promoting out options to look at during the summer, because summer's a great time to read. So guess what? It's still not too late. We have, I know, one student that's put in from Forest Park, so we haven't forgot you. If you're out at Forest Park, we're going to come to you. But we got need for 2 more students that we'd like to, interview, right? Because we enjoy this.
That's
This is
correct.
a big deal for us to be here. And you've done a wonderful job of explaining this. And you look at this and think of how many of these books that you've read, and I'm counting 8 books right here that you have that's all about Hilo. And so great recommendation coming right out of here from Chico. Before we wrap up the interview, one of the things that we've got to do is just ask you, as you think about your future, do you have a thought of what you might want to become as you become an adult? What would be your hope? What would you like to do?
Be a soccer player or a poet.
Soccer player or poet, huh? Okay. Well, that sounds very cool. You don't hear that combo very often.
No.
And so that would be wonderful. I think that's a great aspiration, and especially where you love to read, that fits in well. So, and I think that'll actually help you become the leader. That leader in me, I think that will let you be a leader as well. Final thing. Do you have a favorite teacher or somebody that you want to call out to say you're really grateful for who they are?
I will say Miss Billings. She was the first teacher I ever had in Chico Elementary, and the nicest person that I've ever met was Miss Larry.
Miss Lowry. Okay, so that gets me choked up because I can tell how it's impacted her. So that's a pretty cool thing, when you get to recognize. So thank you for doing such a good job. Thank you for being a reader. Thank you for being a leader. Leaders is big in Chico, but it's big in Little Rock School District. And all this helps us be One Rock. Okay, we love that. One Rock. Hey, have a great rest of your day.